Has the West forgotten about the Ukraine war? And more importantly, have they forgotten about Zelensky?
We're expanding NATO. And my wife lives to Russia. Have ruined my career.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Do hit the subscribe button, it helps the channel grow immensely. It costs nothing for you to do, but it helps me out a lot with the Israel conflict is raging as we speak. Thousands are dying on both sides. Palestine has been cut off from water and electricity. They've been cut off from the minimum capacity of water that the UN has declared that any country should have. Has the West forgotten about Zelensky? Has the West forgotten about the Ukraine war? Is the Ukraine war important anymore in people's minds? It's been raging on for so long now, people are getting bored. That's why Zelensky is carrying on doing these aid tours. Do we even care about the Ukraine war anymore? Do we even care about the Israel-Gaza conflict in reality? No, because it's not raging on our doorstep, so why would we care? The only reason that the US has such a vested interest in the Gaza-Israel conflict is because the US has weapons. Okay, they have vested interests in Israel. That is why Biden, when he's awake that is, has gone to visit Israel on Wednesday. Okay, that's the only reason. He wouldn't really care. He would just be using Israel-Gaza as a proxy war like he is the Ukraine war to test their military capabilities and their weapons. You see, these military weapons and their capabilities in the field have to be tested in a real-life situation, or they want to be tested in a real-life situation, so they know they can work, so they can sell more arms and make more money, and the profiteers in the military industry can laugh at our expense, or their expense. So, has the West forgotten about Ukraine? We're going to analyse an article in which the byline reads, NATO forget me not. It's basically going to illustrate what Zelensky thinks about the Israel-Gaza conflict and what the West think about the Israel-Gaza conflict, in particularly the UK and the US. So Ukraine tells NATO, forget me not. The alliance insists it can handle crises in Ukraine and Israel at the same time. I should fucking think so as well. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived in Brussels on Wednesday to discover a Europe no longer completely focused on the war Russia has unleashed on his country, but he's rolling with the punches. He insisted there was no danger of Israel crowding Ukraine out of the limelight. There is no limelight. You are at war. There is no limelight. This isn't a show, darling. And instead encouraged Western politicians to visit Israel. Well, Sleepy Joe's already there, replicating similar treks to Kiev by most of the world's leaders. The only reason people went to Kiev was vanity and electioneering. The only reason Boris Johnson went to Kiev is because of the amount of shit he was facing for his handling of the pandemic. He's like, look what I did, I visited Kiev. What do you mean the army's close to us? Get me out of here. He's like, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. He says that his recommendations to the leaders is to go to Israel. Unity is more important than to be alone. He also sought to tie the two conflicts together, saying that the divisions in the alliance will only help the Kremlin. Russia's counting on it, on dividing support, he said during an appearance with Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo. He made the link between the two crises explicit, calling both Russian President Vladimir Putin and Hamas terrorists that seek to hold free and democratic nations as hostage. Russia still has enough resources to incite conflicts and turn them into full-scale tragedies. This is happening in the Sahel, and it can happen even more painfully in Israel and the Middle East as a whole. We must not allow this to happen, Zelensky told NATO defense ministers. Zelensky's appearance was a surprise at the meeting, as it was supposed to be at the ministerial level, but with Ukraine facing a renewed Russian offensive in the east and the prospect of widespread attacks over the winter, Kiev is desperate to ramp up shipments of Western weapons and ammunition. See, the Amazon man strikes again. Air defence is a significant part of the answer to the question when the war will end and whether it will end justly for Ukraine. Western countries are responding to those appeals and insisting that they can both support Israel and Ukraine at the same time. A message underlined by the US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Absolutely we can do both, and we will do both, Austin said, referring to security assistance in Ukraine and Israel. We are the strongest nation in the world, and we're going to do what's necessary to help our allies and our partners. So, do you think we can both support Ukraine and Israel at the same time? I don't think it's a matter of they can support it. They can support both conflicts, but the taxpayer doesn't want to support both conflicts. We're already seeing opposition in America. The concept of Ukraine is a massive debating point in the US elections. They don't want to pay for the Ukraine war. They don't want to pay for the Israel-Gaza conflict. They don't want to spend $1 billion in aid packages when they've got their own problems at home. When we've got our own problems at home. Why should we be supporting these conflicts that we're not even a part of? The Ukraine war will go on for years because they are fighting a larger enemy. Yes, I believe they should win, but when will they win? The Gaza-Israel conflict, the only reason we wouldn't care. We would not care about the Palestinians killing the Israelis or the Israelis killing the Palestinians if they didn't have a military vested interest in the country. Right, let me know what you think. Share, like, comment on the video. It helps me out massively. Thank you very much.
The West and we showered me with gifts.
And your prostitutes, they showered me with piss. I think this guy's a genius. We're both displaying psychopathic traits. They say I got small hands
And I got a tiny penis. I thought you could see my ball from outer space.
Did you like the video? Then hit the subscribe button or watch some more videos. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and helps the channel grow. Thank you very much.